Most people grow up thinking that once you earn around $100,000 a year, everything will finally feel easy. Bills won't sting as much, saving will feel automatic, and money stress will start to fade away. But then reality hits. You earn more, yet somehow you still feel behind. Your expenses rise, taxes eat a bigger chunk, life gets more complicated, and that sense of freedom you expected never really shows up. And here's the part most people never talk about. Your net worth doesn't explode at your first income jump. It explodes at your second one. There's a point where your income grows just enough that your expenses can't keep up. Your financial gap finally widens, and for the first time, wealth begins accelerating on its own. Today, we're going to break down exactly where that tipping point happens, why it changes everything, and how to reach it, no matter where you're starting. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more videos like this, videos that explain the money truths most people never hear. Section 1. Why the first income tipping point disappoints. Let's start with something almost everyone eventually discovers the hard way. Your first big income milestone usually doesn't make you feel wealthy at all. Whether it's earning $70,000, $80,000, or even crossing that celebrated $100,000 mark, the glow wears off fast. Why? Because that first jump in income is immediately absorbed by real life. Taxes rise, rent increases, car insurance goes up. You start replacing old furniture, planning nicer vacations, or finally upgrading things you've been putting off for years. And because you're earning more, everything you buy gets just a little nicer. Not extravagant, just upgraded. A slightly better apartment, slightly better groceries, slightly better everything. That's lifestyle creep, quietly doing what it always does. So even though the number on your paycheck is higher, the gap between what you earn and what you keep barely moves. This is why so many people earning six figures still feel like they're running in place. They hit the milestone, but not the tipping point. The first income jump improves your comfort, yes, but it rarely improves your financial trajectory. And that's why the second income tipping point matters so much, because it's the first time your income grows faster than your lifestyle can absorb. Section 2. The real wealth trigger. The second income tipping point. Most people assume wealth takes off when they hit six figures, but the real acceleration usually happens at the second income jump, often around 180K, 220K household income, depending on location. This is when your income finally grows faster than your lifestyle can, and the math starts working for you instead of against you. 1. Your expenses. Stop rising as fast as your income. Your rent doesn't jump with your raise, your groceries don't scale with your salary, your fixed costs flatten, but your income doesn't. Suddenly, extra income becomes actual savings, not lifestyle creep. 2. Your tax tools start unlocking. Higher income opens up strategies like backdoor and mega backdoor Roths, bigger employer matches, business deductions, if self-employed. Your dollars stretch further because your tax efficiency improves. 3. Your savings rate jumps automatically. This is the tipping point. You start saving 20 to 40% of your income without tightening your lifestyle at all. You didn't become more disciplined, your income simply outran your spending. This is when net worth growth turns from steady to exponential. Section 3. The simple math behind explosive wealth growth. Once you cross that second income tipping point, something subtle happens that most people overlook. Your savings power and your investment growth begin multiplying each other. This is the part of wealth building that finally feels effortless. At your first income milestone, most of your net worth growth still comes from you manually saving money. But after your income jumps again, the math flips. Saving a chunk of a higher income means you're putting far more money into investments each year, money that compounds dramatically faster. Imagine going from saving around $10,000 a year at a lower income level to saving something closer to $50,000 a year once you reach that second milestone. Nothing about your discipline changed, but the impact of every year of saving is now several times larger. That alone accelerates your financial trajectory. But here's the real turning point. By the time your income rises, your portfolio often has a strong foundation already. Maybe $200,000, maybe $300,000, sometimes even more. At that size, normal market growth can create $20,000 or more in returns each year, without you doing anything. That return, combined with your higher contributions, pushes your net worth up from multiple directions at once. This is the moment when compounding stops feeling slow and finally starts feeling powerful. Your money is no longer growing because you're working harder. It's growing because the math is now working for you. Section 4. The trap that keeps even high earners stuck. A higher income doesn't automatically move you closer to wealth. Many people earning $200,000 or more still feel stuck because their lifestyle rises just as quickly as their paycheck. They upgrade everything: housing, cars, vacations, and before long, every new dollar is already committed. On paper, they're high earners. In reality, their savings barely grow. What keeps them stuck is simple. They feel richer, so they spend like it, long before their investments are strong enough to support those choices. And without a system, saving first instead of saving leftovers, most of their income disappears into day-to-day life. Add in mortgages, kids, debt, and the timing of big expenses, and the margin shrinks even further. The paycheck is large, but the gap needed for compounding never truly forms. That's why even impressive incomes fail to trigger real wealth acceleration. It's not the income that's the problem. It's that nothing is being funneled toward building wealth. Section 5. The habits of people who actually get wealthy at this level. Once someone reaches that $200,000 income range, the people who truly separate themselves aren't the ones who hustle harder or pick the perfect investments. It's the ones who build habits that quietly create a permanent gap between what they earn and what they spend. The first habit is treating savings like a non-negotiable bill. They don't wait to see what's left over. Money moves to investments the moment it hits their account. This locks in progress before lifestyle can creep in. The second habit is maintaining one stable, predictable lifestyle, even as income climbs. That doesn't mean living frugally forever. It just means upgrades are intentional, not emotional. A pay raise doesn't automatically trigger a new car or a bigger house. They also obsess more about systems than motivation. Automated transfers, simple portfolios, recurring contributions, these remove decisions and eliminate the friction that causes most people to drift. And maybe the biggest habit of all, they think in decades, not paychecks. They understand that the real reward isn't what happens this month. It's what their future self will be able to do because they stayed consistent. At this level, wealth doesn't come from dramatic moves. It comes from repeating boring, powerful habits long enough for compounding to take over. Section 6. The stage where your net worth curve finally bends upward. There comes a moment when your net worth stops growing in slow, tiny steps and finally starts accelerating. Early on, you're doing all the heavy lifting. Every dollar you save feels like pushing a boulder uphill. But once you're earning more and consistently investing larger amounts, something shifts. Your portfolio begins growing faster than your contributions. This is the bend in the curve. The stage where your money starts compounding in a way you can actually see. Suddenly, a few months of growth outpaces what used to take an entire year. Your deposits feel small compared to the gains your investments are generating on their own. It's the first time you experience true financial momentum, and it only happens when disciplined habits and a strong income work together. Once you're here, wealth starts building itself, and your job becomes simply staying out of its way. Section 7. If you're not at this income yet, here's how you still benefit. If you're not earning $200,000 yet, don't think this video doesn't apply to you. The entire point of understanding these tipping points is so you can position yourself to take advantage of them long before you reach them. Even at lower income levels, the same principles work, just on a smaller scale. Building habits, like saving consistently, keeping lifestyle creep under control, and investing early, gives you a head start most people never get. And here's the part many people miss. The systems you build now are the exact systems that will multiply your money later. If you wait until you're earning more to get disciplined, you're already behind. And something else happens when you understand these numbers. You start aiming higher. Income becomes a strategic goal, not just something that hopefully increases over time. You look for better roles, negotiate harder, upgrade your skills, or even pivot careers entirely because you finally see the payoff. So, even if you're not at this income level yet, you're not excluded from the benefits. You're simply in the phase where you're laying the foundation. And when your income does rise, you'll already have the habits in place to take full advantage of the momentum. Here's the real secret behind wealth acceleration, and it's not the part most people focus on. It's not the perfect investment, the hottest stock, or even the exact income you earn. It's the combination of consistency, discipline, and time working together long enough for compounding to finally take over. Wealth doesn't explode because you suddenly start making the right moves. It accelerates because you've been making the right moves long enough that the math finally starts working in your favor. The people who build real, lasting wealth aren't the ones who make dramatic decisions. They're the ones who quietly stay on the path long enough to let the results show up. And once you reach that tipping point, where your investments grow faster than your effort, you realize that the journey was always about building habits, not chasing milestones. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos like this. And if you want to go even deeper, check out the next video I linked for you, The Net Worth, where life quietly gets easier. It pairs perfectly with what we just talked about. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.